Instant match reaction, Norwich 0, Everton 1 at Carrow Road. We didn't make that easy for ourselves, did we? But you know what? We got the win, and a win's a win, and 3 points is 3 points, and we'll take it and move on. Listen, it wasn't a fantastic game. You know, I think a lot of us were sort of hoping that we'd go out there and blast them 3 or 4-0, and fully respect to Norwich throughout the entirety of the game. They kept pushing us, they kept moving forward, they kept trying to find the goals. Certainly after we scored, they tried to find an equaliser. We done what we needed to do. I think you could see, obviously, Carlo Ancelotti going with near enough the same side that started against Liverpool. Anthony Gordon coming out for Bernard, the only change made. And you could see that certainly towards the back sort of 20-15 minutes of the first half, the team looked a little bit tired. You could see that tiredness was starting to creep in a little bit. I thought we started the game really positively. We got our foot on the ball. We were pushing them. They were sort of sitting back a little bit. And then I think towards the middle to the end of the first half, I think Norwich sort of grew in the game a little bit. They got a little bit more confident. It was almost like there was a crowd sort of cheering them on, because you could see they were gaining confidence in the fact that we hadn't managed to break them down. We hadn't managed to get forward a lot of times. We hadn't managed to score goals, so they started coming at us then, and it wasn't a very, very good first half by any stretch of the imagination. The midfield in the first half was absolutely dreadful. Tom Davies and Andre Gomez were pretty much, you know, they weren't in the game really. They weren't in the game whatsoever. They were jogging around. They weren't getting their foot on the ball. They weren't controlling the game, and we lost control of the game in that sort of last 15 minutes of the first half, and that's why Norwich pushed on to us. You could tell it was obviously a very interesting team talk at half-time by Carlo Ancelotti, because we would come out and I thought we were very, very good in the second half. It was a totally different performance. We had the energy. Obviously, Tom Davies coming off, Gylfi Sigurdsson coming on, which I think was a big change. I don't think Tom had a good game whatsoever. And then Sigurdsson sat with Andre Gomez in that midfield, and he played well. He come on, and again, a little bit like when he come on against Liverpool, he had a decent game. He got his foot on the ball. He moved it forward. He was getting a tackle in. He was using his body. And I think in that second half, we turned it up a little bit. I think Ancelotti sort of, you know, went into the dressing room and said, listen, we really, really need to turn this up because we really need to win this game. Obviously, we got the goal. Great header by Michael Keane. Fantastic corner comes in by Luca Dean, and Michael Keane rises really, really well. I thought the defence today was absolutely fantastic. By the way, I thought they were absolutely unbelievable, every single one of them. Michael Keane, another real good performance by him. Absolutely made up. He got his goal. Really am. Another strong performance by him. Mason Holgate, again, what a player Mason Holgate is. I feel like I'm repeating myself every week because I am a City and I say it every single week. He's an absolute unbelievable footballer. Another dominant performance, another performance that you'd expect from a captain. Real leadership qualities, picking the ball up, taking it forward, wasn't beaten once, you know, covering different positions, covering Seamus Coleman. I thought both fullbacks had a decent game. Again, Seamus wasn't as good as he was against Liverpool, but that's to be expected. He was absolutely unbelievable against Liverpool, but they done okay. They didn't really put a foot wrong all game. Alex Iwobi for me was man of the match by a country mile. I think Michael Keane probably came close, but Alex Iwobi for me, considering the performance we watched on Sunday for Alex Iwobi, where he wasn't really getting on the ball. Every time he did, he lost it. His passing was poor, his movement was poor. I think he was absolutely fantastic today. And you know what? I'll give the lad credit where credit's due, because he picked the ball up and he started the game again. He played pretty much the entirety of it, and even sort of the back 5 or 10 minutes, he was picking it up. He was taking players on. He was running down the wing with all his energy, using his energy up, getting forward, pushing the team forward, even in the last sort of 15-20 minutes of the game. And I thought that was really important. He had a much better game today, sort of settled into that wing role. I still think that it's that wide role, I still think that he's more of a natural centre midfielder, but to be honest with you, he put in a much better performance today than he did on Sunday, and really impressed with him. Again, the forwards, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, neither of them on the score sheet, but again, you can't fault the work rate. You really can't. Richarlison had a couple of sort of semi-opportunities that he probably could have done a little bit better with, and maybe made the most of, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin just constantly working his arse off non-stop from minute 1 again to minute 90, getting himself in and around, moving, tracking players down, putting his body in the way, winning aerial duels. He does so much off the ball that sometimes it can go unnoticed with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and sometimes you sit down and you talk about the Dominic Calvert-Lewin performance and you think, well, he didn't score, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin can still put in man of the match performances even if he doesn't score, because he does that much off the ball and he does that much working. Obviously, Anthony Gordon coming on for a little bit towards the back end of the game didn't do an awful lot. I thought Bernard had a poor game, to be honest with you. He was given a golden opportunity today against a team that really are struggling for any sort of form, have been struggling all season. You know, in my mind, he should have ripped them to absolute bits from minute one. Again, you know, first game back, first proper start since the return of football, so he may have just been suffering from a little bit of sort of, again, you know, a little bit of rustiness like we seen on Sunday against Liverpool. But, you know, again, really wasn't impressed with Bernard today. Moise Kean having a little bit of a cameo as well. I don't know whether it was just me, but I think he seemed a little bit tired too quickly. He come on, he ran around for about 5 minutes, and then the last sort of 5 minutes he looked a little bit tired. He was, you know, he made me arse drop a couple of times when he's trying to take players on the edge of our box and we're only winning 1-0. But listen, nothing come of it, so I'm not going to criticise the lad too much. He done okay, and ultimately we won the game. And like I said at the start, listen, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't the best performance by us. You know, it certainly wasn't the absolute battering that we probably all would have wanted Everton to go and you know, put in that type of performance against the side that haven't been great this season. But a win's a win, and you know, I'll take the 1-0 win any day. Wasn't exactly what we expected, but all that matters is we got the 3 points, and then we move on to next week against Leicester now. So overall, again, probably not as expected by a lot of Blues, but who cares? We won the game, and that's all that matters, isn't it? We won the game. Norwich 0, Everton 1. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you soon on the Mighty Blues.